Okay, the first step to making the Mans Creek ON3 hopper car is going to be, we're going to first build the frame members here, kind of form the car body, and then we will put the sheeting on the inside of it there. So the first step we're going to have to do is we're going to have to scribe up some, or wood grain up some basswood here. Now, there's a lot of people kind of debate on the fact that whether graining the basswood is necessary, that it's a little out of scale. I kind of tend to agree that way. However, I started these cars by graining them, and so to keep the uniform look going on, I'm going to continue graining them. The graining in photos does look a little out of scale if it's real close up, but I do believe that the graining really adds a nice look to it when you're just viewing the cars in person, because it makes the detail kind of pop out. So I'm going to continue graining, and I'll show you how I grain. We're just going to pull out two of the HO scale 8x8s, two of the 8x10s, and then I've got four of the what are these, the 8x12s. And I started with HO scale wood because when I first built these cars, my hobby shop only carried HO scale lumber, and so I had built a bunch of jigs for gluing the framework together, and so I couldn't, once I started using the HO scale, I couldn't change to the Midwest lumber. But you know, you can make adjustments, and if you can't get the HO scale, but I find that most hobby shops stock the HO scale lumber over the O scale. So I'll just be referring to the HO scale as I build this, and you can make adjustments as we go. Now to grain, I just use a basic Atlas track saw, and I use some sandpaper and an X-Acto knife blade for making some deep grooves in there. Just pretty much anything I can find, pins and whatever. There's no secrets here on how to grain wood. You kind of just grain it to a technique you like. And I'll show you how I do it. First of all, I just start out with a piece of wood, and I start almost all the way on one end, and I just drag the saw. This is a fairly new saw, so I don't have to push too hard into it. You know, and then it's pretty hard to see how that looks there, but just drag some grain into it, and on all four sides. Flip it around and get that end on this there. You can see that it really rips up the wood. It really is quite fuzzed out now, and so we have to get that fixed. And to fix that, I use a piece of Scotch-Brite, which I have to grab here real quick. Okay, I got my Scotch-Brite pad. This is just the red pad, and I'm just going to wrap it around the basswood and just drag it off one way. Don't come back holding it here, going this way. Don't want to come back this way. It's not so much a big deal on this piece, but on a thinner piece you'll break it. So I'm just dragging it through here, getting the fuzz off, trying not to remove too much grain. You will soften the grain a bit, but that's okay. There's a piece that needs some help there. Turn it around, drag it off the other way, and it looks pretty good there. So we'll continue to do that for all these pieces. You can you can vary this technique. You can go kind of at an angle, dragging the saw across here. Another kind of neat technique is to do little kind of curves on here, like a saw blade kind of, you know, was wobbling in there, or the wood moved and it caused those circular saw blades to cut away. It's a really nice contrast when you've got the two grain styles side by side. I do that a lot on the car siding because it really helps separate the individual pieces. So do whatever you want to do here. If you really want to get crazy with one of these, you can take the tip and dig it in a few spots and pick out some wood out of there and make a divot, or you can take your X-Acto knife and pick out some grain on the end. I don't generally do this kind of graining on the whole piece. I wait till I cut out the frame members and then find ones that maybe I want to rot away a little bit more. So at this pass, we're just making just general grain on all these.